This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
About to bring gold back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
And how sweet it is! A state gold medal for the Union Scotties!
And the Neshannock Lancers are your 2A softball champions. The trophy lifted high.
The 10th seed Union Scotties are WPIAL champions.
Not a Cinderella story, a championship story here.
And your 2023 WPIL 2A Girls Champions, the Neshannock Wildcats.
The pitch from Bruce, here it comes. Look at this! Union wins it! The Union Scotties have rallied to win the WPIAL championship.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Working down inside and alley-oop the young gun.
She'll strike it and score!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Neshannock High School in Newcastle for WPIAL Boys Basketball Playoff action here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. As tonight we have the 4 versus 13 game in Class 3A. The Neshannock Lancers hosting the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Glad to be alongside Tim Continenza. I'm James Dotson. Glad to be on the call for a historic night here, and potentially even more historic for Mount Pleasant, as they are looking for their first ever boys basketball playoff victory, and they're going to be using some Lawrence County blood to do so. Only the 4th coach ever, Tim Continenza, only the 4th female coach to coach a boys team in WPIL boys basketball. A great story, Annie McColviak, but a great story this entire team here of Mount Pleasant.
It really is. Mount Pleasant, when you look at what they achieved this year, you know, so many years they barely win 5 games a season. This year they come out, overall it goes 8-13, but 7-5 in Section 4 and 3A. You know, they're the 13th seed, and as you mentioned, they've made the playoffs infrequently, only 4 times in their history. However, they've never got past the first round, so they're looking to try to against the Lancers, who come in at the 4th seed. But it should be a really intriguing game just for this matchup. And as you mentioned, Coach Annie McColviak coming in only in her first season as head coach of this Vikings program.
Yeah, Coach McColviak, again, if you're part of Lawrence County lore, I mean, she graduated in 1989. When she graduated, she was the first and only 2,000-point scorer, boys or girls basketball, when she graduated in 1989 from Elwood City. And, she was absolutely WPIL all-time leader in girls basketball at that point. She doesn't want to talk about herself, understandably so. She wants it all to be about the boys, but she's been coaching college ball. I'm assistant and head coach at the boys and girls, men and women level at college. She is all that in a bag of chips, and she has instilled a new confidence in this team that has basically, as a program, been almost non-existent. We'll talk more about Mount Pleasant here in a moment. In fact, we'll have a chance to talk with Coach Annie McColviak, but we're going to take a quick break here on our pregame show. We'll come back and we'll talk to Coach McColviak when we return. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet playoff time here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
All right, back here on the pregame show, get a chance to talk with Mount Pleasant head coach Andy Wpial. Hey, Coach, it's well, what more can you ask for? You got your team in your first year. You got them playing in the playoffs. It's a fun atmosphere right now for the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, this is new to them, not me. It's nice to be back in Lawrence County, and I told them, like, on the ride up, just enjoy it, live in the moment, appreciate it. Mount Pleasant's never won a playoff game. This is their chance to do something and make some noise, because they understand that people don't respect them, but understandably so, because you have to earn that, and that's something I'm trying to instill in them right now.
And it's tough, obviously, with young kids to get used to that sort of mentality, but what was the main thing you said coming in day one, especially with this group of seniors, and getting them ready to be able to play in these moments?
I mean, I think basketball is simple, right? It's very simple. Just play hard, you know, and for me, it's about never having a defensive possession off. Like, you can have a bad off night offensively, but there's never an excuse to have a bad defensive night, because that's literally effort and mindset. So that's what I'm trying to instill in my guys.
One final question. What is the main thing that's going to have to happen tonight for Mount Pleasant to get that first ever victory in the playoffs?
I think just play under control and play within themselves, and don't get caught up in the highs and the lows. Just kind of stay even killed.
Beautiful. Coach, congratulations on everything you've done. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That's Coach Andy Wpial, Elwood City graduate, only the fourth coach in Wpial history, female coach coaching the boys team. Great to talk to her. We'll be back in a moment with more of the pregame show. We'll talk to Neshannock coach John Corey when we return here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Squad as January's LCAP Team of the Month for their WPIAL 2A Large Squad Championship and third place finish at the state competition. Congratulations to Coach Colleen Daughtry and the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Team, our January LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Casey Wilson of Laurel Wrestling as the January LGKG Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Aaron Capavo of Mohawk and Leah Crayrup of Wilmington as our January LGKG Red Zone Female Co-Athletes of the Month. Congratulations, best of luck to Laurel's Casey Wilson, Mohawk's Aaron Capavo, and Wilmington's Leah Crayrup, the LGKG Athlete of the Month, presented by the Red Zone.
Back on the pregame show, get a chance to talk with Neshannock head coach John Corey before their game here against Mount Pleasant. Coach, hey, it's a playoff time again, and it's a home playoff game more than anything. Just talk about the feelings of being able to be on your home court one more time.
Yeah, excited. Obviously, playing at home, nothing better than that. Getting the playoffs started this way, expect to come out fast and get it going early.
Always big concerns, obviously a week off between the last game and today. Also a non-school day. How do you combat those two variables?
Yeah, I had shoot around today. We were here for about an hour and a half, had a short practice, and then, like I said, a little bit of a shoot around. But, I think we're ready to go. Guys are excited. Obviously, as you mentioned, another home game. These seniors get to play one more time on this court, so a lot of good vibes along those lines.
Talk about your seniors real quick and just what it means to get that home game for them one more time.
Yeah, we've had, we got three, really good seniors. They've meant the world to us, throughout this entire season. And, to continue to play well, not only for them, but obviously as a group, excited to get going and, hopefully get this W tonight.
One final question, Coach. Obviously, you guys have a little bit more playoff experience than your opponent tonight, but talk about what you see in this Mount Pleasant team and how you're going to combat them.
Yeah, they're a very well coached team. They've got 3 or 4 guys that can score. Record aside, like I said, they're a very good team. They're coached extremely well, and we're going to have to come out here and play well.
All right, good stuff, Coach. Go get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Newbie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
There's your national anthem here at Neshannock High Schools. We're just a couple minutes away from tipping this one off. Mount Pleasant will be in the red, Neshannock in the home white as we get ready for tonight's game. Real quick, though, some of the keys to the game. Here, Tim Continenza will take a look at those works in progress keys to the game. It's Neshannock. It's all about what their defense has done all year. 43 points per game. They're going to have to be suffocating for sure. And it's Rind and Quat that have been the main shooters from beyond the arc. Those are the two players that I'm really looking forward to doing what they can do tonight. And real quick on the other side for Mount Pleasant, Dante's Inferno. He's going to be the big part, the big man down low. But Chase McCoy, such a smart player, Coach Movc tells us. He's going to be the one that she is most interested in looking for. With that, our Door and Concrete starting lineups. There's the Mount Pleasant starting 5. Chase McCloy, Luke Rivardo, Connor Pavlicek, Aiden Johnson, and Dante Gilinardo. And again, Gilinardo, the 6'2 senior, one of the big guys down low. He and Pavlicek are going to be the ones you're looking for, as well as Johnson on the blocks for sure, rebounding-wise. Now for the Neshannock Lancers under 16th year head coach John Corey. The sophomore is Davey Quat. He is the leading scorer for this Neshannock Lancers squad at just over 16 points per game. Another sophomore, Ashton Allison, has been a fun addition to this program here in the last couple of years. Of the sophomore, the junior Talon Anderton, another junior in Jake Rind, and the lone senior in the starting lineup is Anthony Bonner. You'll see Jackson Mazzocco and LJ Keith, the other two seniors, coming off of the bench. So again, it's McCoy, Rivardo, Pavlicek, Johnson, and Gilinardo for Mount Pleasant. Bonner, Allison, Anderton, Quat, and Rind for the Lancers. Your officials real quick are Joseph Sudar, Mario Seneca, and Kurt Frazier. One of 3 games we'll have on tap here tonight. 2 video, well, I'd say all 3 video, 2 for free video. 1 has to be on NFHS Network. We'll have live audio of that one. We'll get you updates of that Elwood City game as well. We'll take a look at the full brackets here over the course of today's contest, as well as Neshannock going right to left in the home whites. Mount Pleasant in those road reds, again looking for their first ever WPIAL playoff basketball victory. The ball is tipped. Quat wins it from Gilinardo, and the Lancers will have first possession. With it is Anderton. Anderton across the timeline to Rind. Rind in the corner for Quat. You heard Coach talk about the intensity that she expected from her team. Defensively especially, Bonner into the lane, swings it over. 3 ball on the way for Rind. 2 strong, no good, and 1 and done goes Neshannock.
Yeah, quick, easy rebound there as they move it up here in the court.
With the long hair, Chase McCoy, the quarterback essentially of this team. Incredibly smart, says Coach. In fact, all players on her team are 3.5 average or better GPA. Love hearing that. Student first in the student athlete. McCoy drives in, kicks it to the corner, trying to go baseline drive is Johnson. Cross the lane, little runner on the way, too strong, no good, but an offensive rebound and a second chance as Aiden Johnson gets the offensive bound. Quickly around the perimeter, down onto the block. Good ball movement here from the Vikings. McCoy open for three, but well off the mark. Ball knocked out of bounds, though, and it's going to stay with Vikings possession. So a couple of shots well off the mark, but crashing those offensive boards there, Tim.
Yeah, no more impressively is how quick they are with their passes. They're very determined, quick, strong passes, trying to find the open man and get in the open shot.
Inbounds pass, bodies flying on the floor. Anderton's going to end up picking up the steal. Quickly up, Bonner to Quat. Quat tiptoeing the sideline, tries to find Bonner. Good hustle defense coming all the way back by Gillinardo. It's still possession, though, with the Lancers, and Gillinardo altered that shot and got the rebound. 3-on-2 the other way. No-look pass into the corner for Johnson. Johnson back up top. Pavlicek, he's the sharpshooter for this Mount Pleasant team. Keep an eye on number 3 in the red. McCoy directing traffic here in this opening round Class 3A game.
Yeah, classic Volusian offense working around the perimeter.
Driving in, Pavlicek. Pass well off the mark, and it's going to be a change of possession. No charge, just a turnover going over to Neshannock here early in the first half.
Well, defense has definitely been strong for both teams over the first 100 seconds of this ballgame.
We thought Neshannock would get some pressure defense. Wanted to see what Mount Pleasant would come up with. Hey, they get the pressure and get the steal right off the inbounds on the errant pass. 15-foot baseline jumper, nothing but net. Mount Pleasant on the board first, Luke Rivardo.
Yeah, quick steal at midcourt. Found the open for the jumper.
And the other way, Quat in transition up and in. So you give one up and then you get it right back. Going the other way, and again, contact, bodies flying, no call there. Shot no good. That was Anderton on the rebound. He's going to go coast to coast, up and in.
Yeah, Anderton just had the lane on the left-hand side, took it right to the hole, put it in for an easy 2.
Number 1, Tim, got to stop ball. No one did. Bounce pass to the short corner. Gillinardo lost his footing, and we're going to see what we got. We had, travel. Third turnover of the opening 2 minutes for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, the turnovers have been quick for both teams early on. I think it's just a matter of settling down and kind of counter-punch here, finding out exactly where the openings may be for each team offensively.
Again, Coach Wpial, longtime coach, but her first as a head coach. 16th year as a head coach for John Corey as he watches the shot, no good. Allison, put back attempt, no good either. Lid on the bucket for the sophomore there. Now Gillinardo drives in. Kicking it back out, Pavlicek, little foul line jumper, smooth shot there from Connor Pavlicek for his first points.
Yeah, nice little pull-up jumper just inside the lane for that easy 2. And there's another knocked ball out of bounds. Will stay with the Lancers. Anderton.
Pass in, good find to get Allison. Hit on the arm though on the way up, Tim. He's going to get a couple of free throws out of it, but that was a great pass going in.
Yeah, Anderton made a nice move on the right wing, went into the arc, and then found Wren underneath on the left side of the basket. He goes up strong, picks up the foul. He's at the line shooting 2, and that is the first personal of the quarter for either team.
First foul coming at the 4:54 mark. Off the mark on the first free throw for Allison. Wanted to mention this in the pregame, kind of got cut short there, Tim. About 73% as a team free throw shooting for the Neshannock Lancers on the year. Pretty good numbers for a high school team, and as soon as I say that, Allison misses them both. Why not?
Well, that's the way it works, doesn't it? Give a compliment from the line, usually it just puts the hex on them.
Well, Allison, after missing the 2 freebies, hustles back and gets the turnover the other way. Driving in, Quat, step back now from 16 feet, short, no good, and one and done again goes to Neshannock, though poked away in the backcourt by L.J. Keefe, one of the seniors who just checked in.
And that went off the foot of Pavlicek, and they'll get the ball back to the Lancers.
Inbounds pass to Anderton on the left wing. Pass on the shot, drives in. Keefe thought about the shot, unable to get to it though. Still possession for Neshannock. To the sideline and stepping on the sideline. It is a little cramped on the edges, and Anderton had his foot on the line.
Yeah, another turnover both ways. We're seeing a lot of simple plays going both ways, getting the ball back to the offense of your opponent.
Tightly guarded there by Quad. Somehow Rivardo fighting it off. Gets it back now, driving in again against Davey. Just a sophomore, Davey Quad, but already one of getting close to 1,000 points. I think he's at about 700. Not bad for a sophomore. Again, good motion offense we've seen here so far from Mount Pleasant. It's going to lead to a layup. No good on the shot, but Giulianardo gets it back, puts it back up again. No good. Jackson Mazzocco will get the rebound coming back out.
Yeah, big rebound there for the Lancers. Both teams kind of struggling from the field. The first 4 minutes only producing 4 points each.
Mazzocco working hard on the boards. No good on his putback, but he's going to get a chance to go to the line as well. Jackson Mazzocco, one of those two seniors coming off the bench with L.J. Keith, and he's going to get some of the dirty work throughout the course of the night, getting right in there right away, Tim.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need out of Jackson. They need a guy who can really control underneath on the pivot, be aggressive, be physical, and get those rebounds and go up strong. Now gets to the line, hits the first to give a 1 point lead here to the Lancers.
Mazzocco, 57% shooter, makes them both. 2 for Anderton, 2 for Quat, 2 for Mazzocco. And now Neshannock's going to get into their full court pressure as we see the first substitute coming in. I'd say Nolan Harnish had checked in. He'll check back out. Coach Movc said she'll have a couple who will be in and out a little bit. They might play a bunch of minutes, and they might play no minutes. You never know. Depends on how the flow of her game goes. They can go as many as 10 deep, or they might go just 6 or 7 the whole game. Good job tiptoeing the sideline here by Giulianardo. Good help defense from Neshannock, though, not allowing him to get the shot. Lancers 6-4 here in the early going.
Cutting off the passing lanes is what the Lancers have been doing here and forcing them to move inside, see if they can do it. They haven't had really good looks. Here's the look, though.
Yeah, and that's the one you don't want to leave open is Pavlicek, the sharpshooter, though, back iron, no good. First real open look from the outside. We've seen a couple of mid-range jumpers. But talk about this ball motion offense you've seen so far, Tim. It's looking nice.
It is. You got to be really impressed with the Vikings ball movement because it's around the perimeter. It's quick. It's decisive. It's looking for holes inside to go inside and out. And there you had a perfect example that just Pavlicek was unable to connect.
Good patience from Anderton to get across the timeline, down low to Mazzocco, up and in. 4 bench points for the senior.
Yeah, that's what the senior needed to do. Get down low, use the backboard, put it in, get the 4 point lead.
Another deep 3 off the mark. Giulianardo, 5th rebound of the first quarter. Extending the possession again for Mount Pleasant. 15-foot baseline jumper, misses everything, no good there. Anderton will rebound and bring it up the court for the Lancers. Quat trying to go baseline drive, well defensed there. Johnson cut him off. And now they'll set up their offense again. Neshannock, probably the most balanced offense we've seen them have in some years as Quat travels with the basketball. It seems like they've had a bunch of the games where they've had the one main scorer, a 19, 20, 21 point per game scorer, and Quat can be that. He's at 17 points per game right now, but the balance that they've had this year is something we haven't seen much of over the course of the last few years.
That's exactly it. I mean, you got Quat leading the team with 16 points per game, but you have Wren with 10, you got Anderton with 9.5, you got Bonner with 9. I mean, that is really getting the job done, spreading out the offense.
Pass down low to Spallone, who just checked in. Garrett with the hook shot, no good. Mazzocco gets the strong rebound. He's got 3 bench rebounds already, does Jackson. He's going to Kenyon to play football. Looks like he got a couple football players beefing it up out there.
Yeah. Gonna work it outside, try to get it down. There it is.
Good job on the curl cut off the window and in for Matthew Sopko.
Yeah, Sopko made a nice cut in the lane. Took that pass and took it right to the hole.
You wondered how bench points might play a factor in this one, Tim. Already 6 of them for Neshannock. Baseline jumper again. Smooth stroke. Luke Rivardo, I'll tell you what, Coach said he's more the motor guy, not the one who scores much. Only 3 points per game, but he's got 2 early buckets.
And I think that's what they're looking for, is just some type of a spark, and he's willing to give it to his team.
In the lane, Goes Keith, may have gone away with a walk. No matters, it's off the mark. And
Gironardo come down again with another rebound.
It's incredible. 6 rebounds for Gironardo here in the first quarter. 3 ball, 0 for 3 now from downtown is Pavlicek. Shooter's going to keep on shooting, and they haven't missed by much.
Now this is the situation where you have to keep shooting. Both teams are not shooting a high percentage here, but you just got to continue to roll your offense, look for those open shots and take them either inside or out. The Lancers have been working good inside. Let's see if they can do it again.
Good job getting some positioning there from Mazaka, but no good on the shot. And now Mount Pleasant, you see Coach Movc saying, calling for 1 shot here, 21 seconds remaining. McCoy will get a screen from Gironardo. Down to 10 seconds. Kicks it to the corner. Spallone down low to Gironardo. Inside out game back to McCoy. Open for 3. Back iron no good. And ball batted around. Finally grabbed by Wren. Knocked away from him in midcourt. Half court heave at the buzzer. Off the mark. That's how your first quarter comes to an end. Lancers, the 4 seed, leading 10-6 over Mount Pleasant. Back in a moment. It's Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Real quick look at the brackets there. Tim Continenza, winner of this one, will take on the winner of the 5-12 game Olsh against Derry. We'll get you some out-of-town scores. Elwood City leading Washington in that 8-9 matchup. We'll get you all those score updates best we can over the course of tonight as Mount Pleasant gets the first shot in the second quarter. No good on the shot. Ashton Allison will pick up the bound.
Yeah, as normal, Deer Lakes is the #1 seed in the tournament here in 3A. We'll see.
Mohawk is the 2. No good on that runner into the lane from Davey Quad. Out in transition the other way. No good for Luke Rivardo, but Motorman's going to head to the line for a pair of free throws.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got back, tried to get position, was Bonner, but he was up in the air and ran into Rivardo, and in the process picked up the foul.
Yeah, the other game we have on the network, McGuffey taking on Mohawk right now. Get you a score update on that one here after that first free throw.
Yeah, first shot falls off to the left.
Looking good from Mohawk. They lead McGuffey 22-6 at the end of the first quarter. Score here remains 10-6. Rivardo's second one on the way, nothing but net. So he splits the pair. He's got 5 of the Mount Pleasant 7.
Right now, their defense is keeping them in the game.
But then they break down against the pressure there. It's going to lead to an easy layup for Ashton Allison. So 5 different players in the scoring column here in the early going for Neshannock.
So one thing I've noticed is the Lancers have been able to get inside. They just haven't been able to convert as much. Right there, obviously Allison had a nice roll to the hoop and was able to finish.
Deep 3. It was only a matter of time before Connor Pavlicek would knock one down.
He now has 5. Steal, there we go.
Nearly a steal. Now there it is, the steal finally. Third turnover against Neshannock. Good crossover from Rivardo after the steal. Quickly up to Gironardo. Poked away from behind. Good job by Davey Quat to get a hand on it. Going the other way is Bonner. Left-handed layup, no good. Pavlicek rebounds. Trying to find the trailer. McCoy, good hustle back defense by Keith and Rind. Deep 3, Pavlicek, back iron, no good. 1 for 5 from downtown, and now we're going to have a whistle and a foul on the rebound, and this one's going to go against Neshannock, it looks like.
Yeah, that's the time again. Bonner just got underneath his player, and he's got in the process got kind of taken out the legs of Rivardo, and then in the process picked up the foul here. That is the second team foul here against Neshannock.
Again, fouls resetting every quarter. It's also the second foul on Bonner, so he's going to go to the bench there, Tim, with 6:30 remaining in the first half. We'll have our LGKG halftime show coming up at the halftime break. Baseline drive for Johnson. Swings it across. That's Nolan Harnish. Able to get it back up to McCloy. He'll set back up the offense. Going against Anderton. Backing his way in, McCloy. To the right wing. Very patient so far here is this Mount Pleasant offense. 3 ball on the way, back iron there, no good for McCloy. The long rebound by Wren, loses it, volleyballed around, still fighting for it amongst 4 red shirts. He gets it back out to Quat for 3, no good. Long rebound, Sopko able to track it down.
Yeah, nice defense again there. Or I should say for the Lancers being able to get that offensive bound and resetting their offense.
First we've seen Sopko, good sharpshooter off of the bench. He's just a sophomore. A lot of young bodies to go with the 3 seniors. Wren will try one. Good look, but it's off to the right. 7th rebound for Gilardo. Lancers 0 for 3 from beyond the arc here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep Gianaro out of the pivot, as he's been coming down with so many offensive and defensive rebounds.
Tough shot there. Tried to put some English on it, but couldn't get it for Rivardo. Here comes Quat with some speed. He goes right in, draws the contact, and he's going to get charged. Called with the Medora Bonner Law change in possession as he lowered the shoulder there, Tim.
Yeah, anytime you dip that shoulder, you're going to get called offensively with the ball. And that is going to keep the Vikings right into this period here. They only trail by 2 with just under 5 minutes here to play in the first half.
First on Quat, 3rd against the Lancers in the quarter, and that's part of it too. Can you now get a couple more fouls and get yourself to the free throw line? McCloy looking for his first points. He averages about 11 per game. Double team, gets it over near side. Pavlicek left open, no good. 1 for 6. Offensive rebound, though, off the window, no good there. Allison may have gotten a piece of it, and then he's fouled on the bound. Derek Spallone looked like he had an easy look at it there, Tim, but couldn't do it.
I think it was just a little too much in a hurry going up with the left hand from the left side. Maybe a little not natural for him, but in the process they came up a little short. Yeah, let's see how the Lancers handle this defense. Is doing an excellent job here for the Vikings.
Anderton, nothing but net. How about the drive, draw, and dish from Clark?
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Draw down the defense inside, kick it outside, and let Anderton put it through.
First bucket in, 3 minutes there for Neshannock. Lead back up to 5. Lancers trailed 2-0. They've led since. Here in this first round game in the Class 3A tournament. Bounce pass down low, creating some space off the window and in. Chase McCloy.
That was a nice 2-man game there. Once they got inside, McCloy came down from the right side of the baseline. Had some space, took it up strong, and got the 2.
Lead back down to 3 now. Sopko thought about a 3. He'll step inside the arc. Finds to the high post to Allison. Extra pass over to Davey Quat for 3. Once one goes in, Tim, might as well keep on shooting. Funny how that works.
And now you're seeing some rhythm here from the Lancers offense as they're trying to build up their biggest lead here of 6.
Back-to-back 3-pointers, Anderton and Quat. They each now have 5 points to lead Neshannock. 5 points each for Rivardo and Pavlicek leading the way. And trying to get the timeout, but they did not get the timeout in time. They got the held ball first, and that will be a turnover against Mount Pleasant. Quick out-of-town score update brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Early second quarter, Elwood City leading Washington 20-11. Good drive in for the foul line. Sopko, his second bucket.
Once he got that first step down the lane, it was all sailing to the hoop.
Tim, your stat of the night here is going to end up being bench points because Neshannock is all over it right now.
Yes, they are.
Right now, Mount Pleasant facing their largest deficit. They need to find one to sink. Gilardo backs his way in. We're going to have a whistle and a foul on the floor.
On the baseline, and he got tied up before the shot.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 seniors here, Tim, Jackson Manzacco and Anthony Bonner, they're going to be going to play football at the next level. We mentioned Manzacco going to Kenyon. How about Bonner going to Duquesne to continue his academic and athletic career on the gridiron?
Fantastic. We've seen him on all the different athletic opportunities here the last few years. Not a surprise. Looking forward to seeing what they can do at the next level.
And again, a multi-sport athlete, you love seeing that. You'll see Jake Rind, major part of Coach Q's baseball team coming up here in the spring. Good job by McCloy to get into the lane with some space, but his jumper off the mark. Quat will bound. Better rebounding for sure here in the second quarter. I have only 2 offensive rebounds versus 4 in the first quarter for Mount Pleasant.
I think that's really been the difference. There it is, David Quat.
I'd say that's also been a difference as well as Davey lighting it up. It's an 8-0 Neshannock run. 23-12 your scores. We have a Pontius Insurance timeout. Give Dan Pontius, Jessica Dixon, Tracy Giddings a call for your home, auto, business, or life insurance. I love the life you live, worry-free.
You know, James, as you mentioned earlier, looking at the bracket, is Deer Lake is Stowe Rocks. The 116 is Washington and Elwood City, as you mentioned, over on the audio only here on the SportsNet. And then that's the 8-9 matchup. And then you have the 5-12 matchup is Olish and Deary on this side of the brackets. And, of course, you have the game going on right here where the Lancers have come alive here in the last 3 minutes. It was a 12-10 game with just under 5 minutes here to play in the quarter, but look what they've done since.
Whoa, how about this, though? We have an early upset alert, ladies and gentlemen. The game started at 6 between Olsh and Derry. Derry is victorious, 54-53.
Wow.
So a 12 defeats a 5. (54-53) your final there, Tim. 23-12 here in Neshannock with the advantage on the 8-0 run.
It's basketball time. It's tournament time. Anything can happen.
Oh, gotta love it, right?
Exactly. That ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Lancers. They'll stay with the Vikings here. And this is what the Vikings need to do. They need to convert on this just to kind of get some momentum back in their side. When the first quarter, they were able to use their defense to stay in the game and really, force. They only trailed by 4 at the end of 1.
Gilardo trapped in the corner, able to get it back to Pavlicek. I'm going to say Joe DiNardo one of these times instead of Jill DiNardo.
Yeah.
How about that? Left the open
nice
space, but blocked from behind by
down.
Sopko. Tried to save it out of bounds. Did Pavlicek tried to throw it off of Anderton, but Anderton's going to come down with it.
Yeah, Sopko made a nice play coming from behind. Got all ball. Prevented that shot from Pavlicek to go back up.
Skip pass over to Davey Quat, open right wing, looking for his third of the quarter, off the mark there, no good. But the rebound somehow falls into Anderton's hands, and he just got dragged down on his way up. I think they're going to call it on the floor, actually. And I think that's right. I think it was a foul before he went up. The way this bracket shaped up, Tim, we'll talk about it a bit at halftime, but very interesting when you had a pair of section co-champs that were 5-6 and 7-8 respectively, and you had second place teams in Shadyside and Neshannock that were the 3 and 4 seeds when you looked at this.
I think it's showing you the strength of schedule.
Strength
and
of
really
section.
paying attention to the entirety of the schedule, not just what you did in your section. Some of the sections are a little stronger than others, and I think that all came into to focus on the seedings.
Gino Mazzacco, the Lancers quarterback out there right now. 10th player, I believe, right now for Neshannock who's been in there. He drives his way into the lane, jump stop, gives it over to Jackson. Cousin connection for 2.
Yeah.
Gino to Jackson.
And Jackson now has 6 in tonight's game.
Time winding down here in the first half. Now a 10-0 Neshannock run, and trying to extend that as Anderton gets the steal. Yes, that defense has been suffocating. Jackson blocked away by Gilardo. Gino tried to kick it back out, but he's going to get the steal and then the foul there at midcourt. And that's actually going to be our Castle Asphalt bonus. That's the 5th foul there against the Lancers.
Castle Asphalt provides commercial and residential asphalt paving and commercial site work or commercial line striping, visit them online at castleasphalt.com for more information and request a free estimate today.
To speak about your strength of section there, Tim, one of those co-champions was Washington. They were the 8 seed. They were co-champions with the 7 seed York. Elwood City's a third place team, out of Section 1. They're currently doubling up Washington, 22-11 midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Mohawk, the number 2 seed, facing McGuffey. You can watch that right here on the LC SportsNet. And, of course, you got Yaw in South Park, the 7-10. And the 3-14 matchup is Shadyside and Beaver Falls. And Seton, LaSalle, and Burrell in your 6-11 matchup.
Yeah, that York team's going to be a fun one to keep an eye on. They have the top scorer in the WPIAL. But, of course, Elwood City, well, they got a guy by the name of Joseph Roth.
Yeah, he might be in a pool. You never know.
He could tonight become the second player in Elwood City history to hit 2,000 points. The other one is in the building tonight coaching Mount Pleasant in Ann McColviak, as that three-pointer from Quat in and out no good, but it's going to be a second chance coming for the Lancers.
It's been fun watching her on the sideline. Very animated, very much into every moment of the game. Not missing a thing, coaching from the sidelines.
That one tipped all the way into the front row, and Coach Ann was ready to go after that one. So now 2.6 on the clock. And now a tough place to inbound, too. Having an inbound from the corner will be Rind.
See if they get it in. Yeah, they do.
They get it to Quat. He'll have to go one-handed baseball throw, and it's going to be no good. And that's how your first half comes to an end. But it's a first half where Neshannock ends the half on a 10-1 run to take the 12-point lead to the locker room. We're going to step aside. We'll come back with your LGKG halftime show back in a moment. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Congratulations to our January LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Squad as January's LCAP Team of the Month for their WPIAL 2A Large Squad Championship and third place finish at the state competition. Congratulations to Coach Colleen Daughtry and the Neshannock Competitive Spirit Team, our January LCAP Team of the Month.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free, Visit one of the locations in Zeno-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
You are now tuned into the Luxembourg, Garvin, Kelly, and George halftime show on the Lawrence County SportsNet, featuring performances by your marching bands and recapping the action from the first half of the game.
And it is our LGKG halftime show. Neshannock with a 25-13 advantage here at the half. Thanks to our friends at Luxembourg, Garvin, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 90 years. The 25-13 lead at the half. The three-point shooting finally going down. Only attempted one in the first quarter there, Tim, but they end up knocking down 3 of 8 in the second quarter on their way here to this 12-point advantage, ending on that 10-1 run.
Yeah, Davy Quad had 2 of those 3. And then you have the other one by Anderton, chipping in there. But that has been something that they've been doing all season long. As you mentioned, Quad, I believe, came in with 52 threes from beyond the arc. And then you got Jake Rin with 32. He's missed a couple that he had an opportunity with. Anderton came in with 29, hitting his 30th here tonight. So it just shows you how good they are from the arc and how important that is for their offense. Once a couple went through, you can see that they kind of settled down and were able to get it. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Vikings defense, as it has been really in their faces and challenge them throughout. They mentioned that in the pregame that Coach Ham was talking to say that it was going to be her team does not give up and plays hard and has a motor to it, and we've seen that here today.
Yeah,
earlier in the day, we've seen it on the offensive board, and they were able to continue to get second and third opportunities. Not all of them were converted, but in the second quarter, we've seen where the Lancers were able to limit those shots to 1 or 2 and really take advantage of it when they went on their 12-0 run.
And how about this, too? With Dante Gilinardo, 6 rebounds in the first quarter, only 1 in the second, and the rebounding edge now in favor of Neshannock after that second frame as well. They controlled the boards a little bit better and got some offensive rebounds of themselves. 5 from Neshannock, 6 offensive rebounds so far for Mount Pleasant, the third place team out of Section 3. Take another quick break. We'll come back. We'll get you your first half gem scoring recap, and we'll get you ready for second half of play. It's Class 3A Wpial Tournament, first round action here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Let's get right into a Newcastle Transit Authority scoring recap, or out-of-town scoreboard, I should say. And we have a couple of halftime scores coming in from the county. Elwood City leading Washington 29-15 over Washington at the half. Elwood leading big there. That's the 8-9 matchup. And Mohawk leading McGuffey, the 2-seed Mohawk leading 35-20 at the halftime break there.
Newcastle Transit Authority going your way. Why drive when you can relax and ride? Daily routes to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County. Visit them online at newcastletransit.org.
And the other big one, the 12-5 upset. The winner of this one will take on Derry as they defeated the 5-seed Olsh by a score of 54-53. Your first half scoring recap brought to you by Gem, Master Builders, and Craftsman. We'll start with Mount Pleasant. Luke Rivardo with 6 points, including 2 of 4 from the free throw line, leads the way for Mount Pleasant. 5 for Connor Pavlicek and 2 for Chase McCloy. That's the extent of the scoring. 6 for Rivardo, 5 for Pavlicek, and 2 for McCloy. On the other side for Neshannock, Davey Quad, a pair of 3s and a 2. He's got 8 to lead all scorers. Jackson Mazzocco, 6 off the bench. Talon Anderton with 5. Matt Sopko with 4 off the bench. Nash and Allison with 2. So there's your big stat right there. Bench points, 10-0 in favor of Neshannock.
Yeah, that's really been the key here. Actually, when you look at it, what they were able to do coming off the bench really changed the position of this game here in the second quarter and gave the Lancers that big run that they wanted. And it all started with Jackson Mazzocco underneath, really getting good position and getting some easy buckets, and then he got to the line, and he was able to convert to the line to start his scoring.
That's your first half scoring recap brought to you by Gem, Master Builders, and Craftsman, family owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Tim, real quick, let's take back a look at some of the keys of the game we said at the beginning of this one, and what needs to be the key here in the second half of today's game.
Well, tonight's keys of the game are brought to you by Works in Progress Paint Services. Give Joe Wright a call at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next painting project. Now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial properties. Yeah, tonight's keys of the game, we talked about it was handling that defensive pressure and being able to shoot from the outside, and they have been able to do that.
This guy can go. Try to get our power banks situated here again as we get ready for the second half of play. While we have a moment, give a big shout out again to Coach Movc, giving us some great information leading up into this game. Of course, Coach Corey as well, always great stuff. With that, we are underway here for second half of play. And we're going to have Mount Pleasant with the ball first, and then they're going to immediately get a tie-up, so it's going to be an early turnover. That'll be the 8th turnover of the game against Mount Pleasant, just 4 against Neshannock there in the first half.
Yeah, turnovers has really been a story of the second quarter as they were unable to make the adjustment for the Vikings as they were able to really hang with the Lancers in the first quarter. Well, right now that defense for the Vikings is going to be crucial if they're going to try to get back into this game.
And a turnover, going to get it right back. I love the defensive switch there. Went to about a little 1-3-1 action defensively there, did Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, got to show something different. You got to try something. I mean, coming right out at halftime, had a chance to discuss it. I love those type of scenarios where you can really make some adjustments and see how another team reacts to it.
I want to know, Coach Movc went on an 8-mile hike today, she said, to clear her head and get ready for the game. I want to know, she said that's above average for her, but how many miles do you think she's walked now, pacing up the sideline, pacing in the locker room between the game, as the assistants were telling us? Kind of Coach Blundo style, as they have a deep 3 off the mark for Pavlicek. He's 1 of 7 from downtown. He's our sharpshooter. When he's on, he's on. Unfortunately for the Vikings, he has not been on tonight. Rin pumps, baseline drive, up and in, his first points of the night.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. Work the baseline, get Rin inside. Inside points has been a big factor here tonight for the Lancers.
And that was one of the keys in the game, was ride like the Rind, and he's been some major scoring outputs here of late, but that's his first points today. Connor Pavlicek not hitting it from outside, but a nice drive in and using the window to perfection. Anderton in the forecourt. He finds an open lane. He's going to get fouled on the way up. It'll be the second foul against Dante Gilinardo. Anthony Bonner, the only player with 2 fouls on the Neshannock side, and that's the first player with 2 on the Viking side of things. These coaches, Tim, I'll tell you what, it's obviously, besides being both Lawrence County natives, an instant connection. Each of them 12 years ago suffered a stroke during the course of their coaching careers. Both came back strong. Coach Corey missed just a little over a week of time before he was back on the sideline. Coach Movc has had a number of health issues over the last decade of her life as well. But Hey, she's running and preparing for a half marathon, and then is doing a long bike ride as well.
She's going to do a 34-mile hike.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I was reading up about her earlier today. She's just full of inspirations, and you can see why, this team has responded to her and got to the playoffs for the first time in years.
Anthony Bonner back iron on his 3-ball attempt, knocked out of bounds. They're going to have a foul against Neshannock on the rebound, actually.
Yeah, Coach Wpial has done a nice job just getting everything in play and challenging. I think one of her quotes coming into the year is she wished she had more time with these seniors.
Yeah.
You can see the connection she's making with her team. And that is really, one of the first building stops of a program is building confidence and building opportunities.
Yeah, she absolutely loves this group of seniors. A little hesitation from Aiden Johnson on that one instead of going up strong, and he just got teed up. And the reason he didn't get the foul is because he didn't go up strong, and then he said the magic word, Tim.
Yeah. That is a situation where the frustration gets the best of you. And in the process, that frustration will hurt your team as you're going to get a couple shots here at the line with 5:53 here to play in the third.
So Davy Quat will go to shoot the pair of free throws.
And you got to remember, they get possession back, too.
First point up and good. Splashes home both. Quat, an 80% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game. No surprise he'd be the one shooting at the line, but, I mean, you could take your pick, really, in all honesty.
This team is one of the best three-throw shooting teams you're going to find anywhere. And when you can shoot over 70% as a team and you have a couple players over 80%, you're doing a well of a job from the line.
Especially if you're in the lead and have to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good strong rebound there by Pavlicek all the way out to midcourt before getting it off to Gilinardo. He loses possession, though. Swept away by Anderton. Up in front is Quat. He's going to go with the right hand. Up and good. He's got 12 to lead all scorers tonight.
Yeah, he's just been active everywhere. And a great lead pass out into the open court, giving him the opportunity to get that easy two. Right now, Mount Pleasant just seems to be kind of stunned about what has transpired over the last 6 minutes going back into the second quarter. They needed to settle down, but they keep turning over the ball.
And there's another poke away. It was Anderton who got it first. Rind stole it, tried to get it up to Anderton. Anderton's halfway into the hallway. So coming the other way is Spallone, and he's going to have to earn it at the line as Rind hit him on the way up.
Yeah, good defense there by Rind, not allowing the easy points to be scored and making them earn it at the line.
And this is one of those 6 seniors in Garrett Spallone. He'll shoot 2. Off the mark, no good. It's also interesting, too, with Coach Wpial. When she came in, she watched film, she said, for just a few seconds and then turned it off. She said, you know what, I don't want to see what happened last year. I want to make my own opinion about this team.
Yeah, and it's an interesting philosophy to have, and I can understand that. You want to get to know the team versus have a preconception of what they may be about and how they play and make her own decisions. And that's something you got to give a lot of credit to, just to have that type of thought process.
Cade Hutchinson, freshman, in for the first time today.
That's an experienced coach.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, like you mentioned, 23 years at the collegiate level.
Coaching at her alma mater of Cal U,
Right.
or now Penn West Cal U, I guess, officially. Allison left alone down low, able to beat the press that time, and Allison the beneficiary. And coaching both the men and the women's programs over the course of the last 2 decades at Cal U. Good job by Pavlicek to shield off Bonner and not allow him to get the steal.
And that's what you got to understand. I mean, this is not just a kind of a novice opportunity where they needed someone to coach. She has extreme experience. I mean, you can see the building of this program. They might be trailing in this game, and they probably won't make the comeback that everyone would hope if you're from Mount Pleasant, but you got to really be impressed just what they're doing. Another turnover here.
And now it's starting to snowball.
Yeah. This is where you got to really think about maybe changing possessions here by just getting a timeout.
Three-pointer, though,
slow
off.
things down, maybe get a play run.
Yeah, Bonner couldn't get that one to fall. But, yeah, 3 turnovers in a span of about 20 seconds. Let's see how Mount Pleasant reacts here on the offensive. Around the perimeter it goes. Hutchinson in the corner. He's your health and motion newbie of the game. Quick trigger from Pavlicek. Too strong, no good. Allison's fifth bound.
And it's something that Coach was talking about coming into the game. He's a guy who has to be on. When he's on, he's on. And tonight, he really is not on. He's got a few points, but they haven't fallen the way they would hope coming into tonight's action.
Bonner drives, draws, gives it off to Quat. Little runner is good.
And here's a guy who's on. Quat with 14.
Largest lead of the night, and there is going to be your timeout called by Mount Pleasant. It's a 30-second Pontius Insurance timeout. Gives us a chance to remind you, though, too, Tim, at the end of this game, we will have our MVP Insurance MVP of the game, home auto, term life, and liability insurance, and more. Get in the game at MVP Insurance. We'll also have to come up with a Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Got a couple of nominees in mind at the moment. Great play usually has great teamwork. Dr. Maley, Dr. Ardro, Dr. Bowser, they all learn from each other new tips and tricks at Maley Chiropractic to help you keep feeling your best.
There we go. As we get ready for this action coming out of this timeout.
And Coach Makoviak still coaching him up over there. Interesting how she got this job too, Tim. I love this story. So she was helping a friend of a friend, ended up coaching a 6th grade boys team. After one of the practices was doing a demonstration on the court, somebody said, hey, the head coaching job is available. You should take it. She didn't apply. Somebody put in an application for her, apparently. She got the call for an interview. She took the interview, and the rest is history.
This is a situation here where McCloy just might have been out of his range. He kind of just came up short on that shot. Did have a nice look, but didn't get his jump into it.
That's what I was going to say. Kind of was falling away as he got the shot off. Sopko breaks the press. Right wing, Anderton open for 3. Back iron, no good. Skying for the rebound. Davey Quat comes down with it. Back up to Anderton. Thought about it again. Thought better. He'll set back up the offense with 3 minutes remaining in the third. Runner, and he got undercut, so he's going to get a pair of free throws.
And that's what the Lancers are so good at. Driving inside, forcing a defense to collapse on them, picking up fouls, getting to the line, and scoring from the line. It has been what they've been really good at doing all season long, and they're going to need that to continue here in the postseason.
No referral needed to visit Health and Motion Physical Therapy. Give them a call, 724-856-3683. They'll get you in the office within 48 hours at the only PT clinic using newbie stimulator technology. That foul against the freshman Cade Hutchinson, our
Anderton,
newbie of the
I
game.
give him a good jinx. He's an 81% shooter.
And he missed them both again. Unreal. But then he goes and ends up just getting the ball right in his hands for the jump ball. Possession will stay, though, with Mount Pleasant. I believe Anderton missed 2 earlier in the game, too, didn't he?
Yeah. Got to miss him somewhere along the line.
Jackson Mazzocco back in. By the way, I did speak earlier. Jackson and Gino, yes, are brothers. It was head coach Fred Mazzocco, who is a cousin, half uncle. It's a second something or other. Second cousin, second uncle. But won't have to make that mistake in the fall anymore, as he's taking the job now with the Newcastle football program. And everything I'm hearing already is that there's some fun stuff going on in the weight room with Coach Mazzocco, and it's basically the same scenario when he took over Neshannock football, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, and that's the fun part for a coach. I mean, obviously he's going home to the school he graduated from, that people know him from. I mean, he did a great job here all these years. And to start a program over, I mean, this is what I think most coaches, kind of strive to do, have that opportunity to build. It's kind of what Coach Makoviak is doing here with Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, Neshannock football had never won a playoff football game, and then Coach Mo comes in and gets it done. And, right on cue, of course, we get both Gino and Jackson out there together. As Jordan Grief in for the first time, and good grief, says Jordan. Get me in there and let me knock down a 3.
Yeah. Much needed points here for Mount Pleasant. The Lancers doing a great job really splitting this defense, running their offense, finding good shots. They haven't really not been on target here tonight. Been really good inside, just like this little runner.
Keith no good on the shot. It's going to be batted around and rebounded. And then we're going to get a trip after, I guess, against Jackson Mazzocco. While we have a moment, I want to give a shout out to Damian Oler. This is what tells me enough. We try to reach out, call, email, text, whatever we can to all the coaches. And again, big thanks. Coach Corey, always great. Coach Movc gave us a dissertation practically of her players. But here's the thing. She could talk about her starters and her bench players. First person she mentions is Damian Oler, a player who was JV all year until about 2 weeks ago, JV only, because he is just a workaholic. And I think that tells you enough about the kind of program that she's running when that's the first thing she talks about as somebody who just got promoted to varsity.
But then, again, you got to really impress with her because she's rewarding him for the hard work he did on the JV squad all season long.
Does all the little things, says Coach Movc, and that's, again, really telling when that's the first one that Coach is talking about. There's another great bounce pass. Brother to brother.
I was going to say, great interior passing going on. And now put Jackson at the line. Or I think they're going to say the foul came on the floor.
Yeah, before the shot. And Coach Movc saying, help me, please. She wants that same foul on the other side. First foul against McCloy. Fourth team foul here of the quarter against Mount Pleasant. A good piece of officiating there.
Quat on a nice cutter inside.
Yeah, that was a quick hitter, wasn't it? Right over the top.
He's at his season average at 16.
20-point advantage now for Neshannock. Good pass down low to the newbie, up and in. How about Damian Oler? Taking advantage of the minutes he's getting.
Now you can see what Coach Movc was talking about coming in. They really haven't dropped their motor at all on this team. They continue to fight, even though the score keeps getting larger in the favor of the Lancers.
And then a great outlet there to get it to Rivardo. And again, here's just another proof. He's only averaging about 3 per game. He's leading the Vikings right now with 8.
Yeah.
Lots of great building moments, even if they aren't able to make this big comeback, and still playing hard. That's all Coach ever asked for. 22 seconds left. Quat trying to get some space, being guarded there by McCloy. Kicks it out. Sopko pumped on the 3, gets into the lane, bounce pass. Mazzocco off the window, can't get it to go though. Gets his own rebound, back in and up and in.
Jackson Mazzocco now with 8.
6 seconds left as Gilnardo crosses the timeline. He does the same thing on the other end. Good bounce pass across the lane. Damian Oler, back-to-back buckets for him to end the third quarter, but it is a 16-point deficit for Mount Pleasant as we head to the fourth quarter of play. Back in a moment, it's the WPIL 3A playoffs on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at medorebonnerlaw.com for more information.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school.
What should we do? We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
8 minutes on the clock, fourth quarter coming your way. Neshannock with a 41-25 advantage as we start the fourth quarter. Talking about no bench points in the first half there for Mount Pleasant. 8 of their 12 in that quarter, Tim, were bench points.
Yeah, you know, going deep, trying to get some momentum here, and that's what they were looking for. But there's David Quad again.
Extra pass from Bonner leading to that 3. Mark that one down as your potential Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination and a great start to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Quad has just been on fire.
That is his third 3 tonight.
Third? Yeah.
Rivardo, the motor, cross-court pass, looking for Oler on the floor. We have a whistle and a foul against Neshannock. Is trying to dive in there was Anderton and ended up getting too much of the body. But there it is, Damian Oler, again, doing the little things. Great defender, communicating well, and on that one, getting on the floor when he needs to.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you would want out of the sophomore, the 5'10". He's a forward. You know, he's looking to, you know, just bring some energy to this lineup.
To the right wing is Oler. His bounce pass, though, this time well read by the senior, and Bonner's going to go coast to coast to get his first points of the game.
And that's exactly what it's been. It's been turnovers to points here for the Lancers since the second quarter. Has really changed the momentum of this game here. Lancers playing great ball throughout the game. Really just hanging tight. Really workmanlike.
Yeah, 15 turnovers forced here in the game. Nolan Harnish, the final senior out there on the court right now, wearing number 23 for the red, blue, and white. To the foul line, McCloy kicks it back out. Oler, pass back up, and there's going to be a reach in and a hack as Bonner's going to pick up his third. While we have a moment, Tim, also going to remind you, we'll have our Penn Ohio Bottled Water first round podcast coming up after tomorrow night's game. We have one more game here in the first round with Shenango taking on Eden Christian. You'll be at that one for Class 2A tomorrow. They're at Bill McNeese Gymnasium. We'll update all the first round games. And, of course, this podcast, again, always delivered by Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Nice crossover, Pavlicek. Runs himself into a double team. Good patience, gets it back to Oler. McCloy back over to Pavlicek. Baseline drive against Sopko. Cut off there nicely. Puts it up, no good, but got himself inside enough to draw the Sopko foul.
That was a nice little in and out move as he got Sopko tied up and went strong inside and got tied up. We'll head to the line, shooting 2 here.
Mercy rule up in Bessemer. Mohawk leading 58-27 after 3.
When that scoring machine gets going, it is on a move, and it's tough to slow it down when you're talking about what the Warriors have done this year.
Well, and you know what? The way that Neshannock beat them, even though Fadden went for 40-plus in that game, Rona didn't have a bucket. In fact, 2 for 2 from the line. That was all he had in that game. Both free throws there good for Pavlicek, the team's leading scorer, now with 9. Nice give and go to Bonner from Sopko.
Just using that basically roll, give and go roll, and they take total advantage of the opportunity. Here comes the Lancers again.
Yeah, good answer from McCloy on the other side, though. Back to a 19-point game. Why is it so difficult on a give and go, the guy who passes it, to maintain staying with him, Tim? Why does it seem that's so difficult at times?
It's just, I think you're following the ball, and once you stop, it's tough to get going, and it's just like basically a little screen, a side screen type scenario. And look at that nice pass interior again.
There's a screen and roll, a pick and roll to perfection. Mazzocco can't get it to go, but he'll get a couple more free throw attempts.
It's very similar to a pick and roll in a sense, but you're not really rolling away as much as you're just getting the ball out of your hands and really changing the eye view of the ball and then receiving it back and going right in.
First one, though, off the mark, no good. So Mazzocco, about the only thing we could say isn't going his way tonight. From the free throw line now, 2 of 5. Elwood City up by 15 over Washington at the end of 3 quarters. For another going your way out-of-town score update. Zacco splitting the pair. He's now got 9. Lead back up to 20. Anderton tried for the poke from behind. Rivardo able to get into the lane, and that's what he's done so well tonight, Tim. He's going to get another trip to the free throw line. This senior, his motor doesn't stop.
No, and that's, what Coach Movc has been talking about all coming into tonight's game. He is really the engine that runs this team. And he's done a nice job, just staying involved.
I love how both coaches, though, have used the majority of their bench. I got 9 players that have been in for Neshannock and 10 that have been in the game for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I got 10. You got 8 scoring here in the scoring column for the Lancers here tonight.
And how about that? Rivardo with those 2 free throws becomes the first player in double figures on the night for Mount Pleasant. Quad across the timeline. Anderton. Little half-court trapping zone. Now they'll fall back into a man-to-man. Will Mount Pleasant. Anderton right wing. Sopko for 3. Nope, he took an extra shuffle before he did. Good call there.
Yeah,
you don't see it called often, but this is playoff basketball now.
That was just, he moved his foot. He changed the pivot foot to take that back step. And when he did that, the official was right there seeing it.
That's why I got to try to catch that coming up, to catch it with the jump stop, and that's a tough spill there from Rivardo. I think the feet just got tangled up. Coach Movc.
Another turnover against the Vikings.
Coach Movc not exactly pleased with no foul call on that one. Understandably so, and hitting hard on his elbow there too was Rivardo. He seems to be all right though. And Motorman will get right back in there defensively. He tries to poke one from behind from Anderson, couldn't do so. Quat, little 8-footer, can't get the hometown roll. Somehow Mazzaco's going to come down with it and put it off the window and in.
And Jackson in double figures.
11 points off the bench for the big man. Good backdoor cut, and the right-handed layup is good for Nolan Harnish, the senior, getting the points. Neshannock came in allowing just 43 points per game. They've done a good job for the most part, but there have been a couple of easy looks that Neshannock has gotten there. Good pump fake from Bonner to get his third bucket of the quarter.
What's really impressive when you think about it here for the Vikings, they only had 3 players score in the first half.
Yeah.
They now have 7 players in the scoring column there, and all of them have basically got an opportunity here in the second half to put some points on the board. And Bonner with an active hand.
And those are 4 players all off the bench too, Tim, which is something they didn't have. Extra step taken there by Quat, yes. Again, no bench points in the first half. I think that was a big part of things to be keeping your eye out for here in this second half of play. They've done that, but they've also had a hefty deficit to try to come back from. It's time winding down here in the fourth quarter, just at the midway point. While we have a moment, remind you, check out Something for Your Wall Photography for great captured images from today's game. Search on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter, Something for Your Wall. That one knocked out of bounds off the foot of Neshannock. Jackson thought it was double foot, but not going to get that one. Barring a miracle here, Tim, it's going to be, unfortunately for Mount Pleasant, still another year of no playoff victories. But, hey, they're in the playoffs. These seniors haven't had a chance to do that.
I was going to say, you think about it, they've increased their win total by 3 for the first time in years. I mean, the most they've had for many years was 5 and not making the playoffs. They make the playoffs this year. They run into a very good team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lancers are just a unique 4 seed. They're a strong 4 seed, and this is a team that can go deep in this tournament. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how it all turns out, as we already seen one upset with Dury earlier today.
And now we're going to get an offensive foul this time. They called a double foul earlier in the possession. Gillenardo and Sopko got tangled up, and they called a double foul. This time, though, Gillenardo is going to get the solo foul for another Medora Bonner Law change in possession. That's his 4th foul.
You're going to like the pressure you're still seeing. It's forcing this Lancers to really pay attention to what they're doing offensively. Looking for some spaces, and here's some space.
And that's all it takes, a little space at the top of the key, and Davey Quat splashes home his 4th 3 of the night.
22 here tonight for Davey Quat.
Nice drop off for Gillenardo for the and 1.
That's his first points of the game.
That's incredible. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. He's averaging just shy of 13 per contest. He finally gets his first points with 2:57 remaining here in the 4th.
Yeah, he was the offensive rebound machine in the first half, and especially the first quarter, both offensively and defensively, keeping the Vikings close in the first quarter. They only trailed by 4, and a lot had to do with some of the bounds that he had. But in the second quarter, the Lancers defense was able to take him away from the rim protector that he was and the rim collector that he was, and it really has changed the forecast or the forecast for tonight's game.
Hold foul on Rivardo. That'll be the 4th team foul against Mount Pleasant. No bonus free throws yet. But any foul the rest of the way will be some Castle Asphalt bonus free throws here in the 4th quarter. Sopko across the timeline against the press, gives it to Jackson. It's Jackson Mazzacco. 11 bench points. here on the evening. And another first-round home game as Sopko splits a pair of defenders and puts it up with the left hand.
Yeah, Sopko now with 6.
15-foot jumper. It's been smooth tonight for Rivardo. I think it might be the first one that he's missed. Good job fighting for that offensive rebound. Gilardo will be rewarded. That's his first offensive rebound since the first quarter, Tim, as you just talked about being the machine.
And that's really what you got to give the Lancers a lot of credit. I think one of the adjustments they made is really to keep him away from the basket, and they've been really successful at doing that, both offensively, underneath, meaning defensively keeping him away. He didn't score until the last minute of this game, and here he is going back to the line for the second time after his last time after completing the three-point play.
30-second timeout, first one taken of the game there by Coach John Corey. Mind you, about our athlete and team of the month. Congratulations to our January team of the month is the Neshannock Lancer Competitive Cheer Squad, the Wpial champions and state bronze medalists. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Leah Crayrup of Wilmington, Aaron Capalbo of Mohawk, and Casey Wilson of Laurel as your LGKG Red Zone Athletes of the Month for January. Voting, and our nominations, I should say, will open up officially tomorrow, Tim, for your February Athlete and Team of the Month.
Should be a lot of fun. You got to get online at lcsportsnet.com, go to the awards, and make your nominations.
I want to tell this last story here about Coach Movc. Every game she keeps 3 things in her pocket, Tim. First, a lucky penny that her father gave her once. The second one is a card that has a quote from her father that a good coach can change a game, but a great coach can change a life. I love that mentality right there.
Yeah.
But then the third one, I mean, anything from Dad is going to be cool, but this one is pretty darn cool, I think, as well, Tim. How about this? A rosary blessed by the Pope, given to her by none other than Coach Mike Krzyzewski.
Amazing story, isn't it? You just never know who you may meet at what time and what type of kindness they'll show. And not surprised that Coach K came up with something big.
LJ Keith, the senior, says, I want a piece of this three-point action. 6th three-pointer of the night for the Lancers. And a poke away from Sopko, but he's going to get the reach-in call. We're going to have a couple of Castle Asphalt bonus free throws coming up now for Chase McCloy. I think that's been a big key for Mount Pleasant as they're fighting back here late, Tim. They didn't get to the line very much in the first 3 quarters. Just 3 of 6 from the line in the first 3 quarters, but now they are, 7 of 7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And McCloy, he doesn't score a lot, but tonight has 4 points coming into the line, looking to at least split this pair here.
Yeah, only 4 tonight. Came in averaging just shy of 11. I mean, you got 3 that were averaging double figures, and Pavlicek, Gilardo, and McCloy, but of the 3 of them, I mean, none are to their average, but Pavlicek with 9, the other 2 well below with 4 and 5.
Yeah, when you hold a team that's averaging 50 points per ball game down to 38 here with a minute 45 here to play, that tells you the defense that the Lancers have done. And the Lancers have done this all year. They've only been giving up 43 points per ball game. It's just a phenomenal number.
We're going to have a foul on the pass as Spallone bumped into Matt Sopko. Sopko will shoot a pair of free throws. Tomorrow, Shenango against Eden. That's the 7-10 game in Class 2A. On Wednesday, Tim will have the night off on Wednesday. He'll come back with us on Thursday as Mazaka gets a nice ovation over there. On Wednesday, we'll have at Fox Chapel, the Lady Lancers of Neshannock will be taking on South Park in their quarterfinal game. And the Union boys in Class 1A win the 4-5 matchup there as well. They'll be taking on Monessen. That game will be at Peters Township. Both those games are 6 o'clock starts on Wednesday.
Some great matchups coming. It's that time of the year. It's tournament time. Don't blink an eye. You never know what may happen.
Long 3, no good there, but an offensive rebound and put back. How about an and 1 from Nolan Harnish?
Yeah, Harnish with 4, looking at 5 at the line.
Yeah, Pavlicek, you got a feel for him. He's got 9 points right now, but I got him at 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. As Sopko will check out, we'll see Finn Haggerty in for the first time, the 6'3 junior. Yes, that name should sound familiar, Lancer fans. Younger brother of Marin Haggerty. In and out on the three-point play attempt. We're going to have a whistle and a foul. Grab on the rebound. I know you won't believe me on this, Tim, but I actually coached Finn in pony baseball, middle school baseball, when he was in 6th grade. How tall was he in 6th grade?
Let me say 5'10".
About 5'2".
5'2".
You like?
I was gonna say he's probably one of those guys that grew fast.
Just because I know Ashley can't hear me, our sideline camera, Ashley Pistachio.
Yeah.
She was taller than he was in 6th grade. Wouldn't know it now looking at Finn standing at 6'3". If you saw his dad, you'd be surprised he's only 6'3".
It's amazing when you see someone who's in 6th grade that is over 6 foot, and you do run into that once in a while.
Yeah, he was the complete opposite though. He was 5'2". And it was a year later I met Marin. Like, wait, how you two are brother and sister? How does that happen? Both free throws good for Bonner. He's got 8 points all here in the 4th quarter.
Those were, I believe, Allison 3 shooting those.
Oh, excuse me. You're right. That was 3, not 4. They're down under a minute to play. LJ Keith pokes this one away towards the bench. Grabbed there by Spallone. Able to get the pass back off, but stolen away there by Gino Mazzocca. Mazzocca with the steal, with the pass. Keith able to track it back down. Can he get a shot off the window? He can, and it's in. The senior with his 2nd bucket.
Now has 7.
Shot in the lane there from McCloy is a little bit short. Rind will get the rebound, and that's going to be probably about it.
Let's see how they run this.
Grayson Fury was ready to check in for the first time, I should say. He was ushered back to the bench by Coach Corey as the Neshannock's is going to try to wind out this last 20 seconds as they will advance to the WPIAL quarterfinals yet again. 4-seed Lancers as the crowd comes to their feet. Here behind us, Lunatics dressed in black. Here tonight, seeing the team in white advance to the 2nd round. Your final score, Neshannock 66, Mount Pleasant 40. We'll get the full recap when we return. It's the WPIAL playoffs on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
That was awesome.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Casey Wilson of Laurel Wrestling as the January LGKG Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for his pair of tournament wins and a 25-3 record on the mat this year. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Aaron Capalbo of Mohawk and Leah Crayrup of Wilmington as our January LGKG Red Zone Female Co-Athletes of the Month. Both Aaron and Leah eclipsed the 1,000 career point plateau last month. Congratulations, best of luck to Laurel's Casey Wilson, Mohawk's Aaron Capalbo, and Wilmington's Leah Crayrup, the LGKG Athlete of the Month, presented by the Red Zone. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game.
Mele Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Mele Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Mele Chiropractic keep you in the game.
It's your Tri-County Principals postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, as we have a 66-40 victory for the 4-seed Neshannock Lancers over Mount Pleasant. Tim Continenza alongside. I'm James Dotson, and Tim, hey, they got the job done in the end. That's all you were looking for. Can you get the job done at home in your final home game of the year, essentially? Get your seniors one last win, and I thought they played very well tonight.
I did. I thought it was workmanlike. I'll be honest. I think they knew coming in that if they played their game that they would come out with the victory here tonight. And facing a game 13 seed team here in Mount Pleasant, but really just not outgunned here tonight. There was just too much the Lancers had for them. You got to give them a lot of credit for coming in and playing tough here today and hanging in the first half. But once the Lancers went on that 12-0 run to end the second quarter, that was really the difference in the ball game. And that from that point on, it was all about how the Lancers were going to finish out this ball game. And they finished out strong. They scored 25 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh, my goodness, they did, didn't they? I didn't even pick that up. The math guy messed up the math. We won't go there. The math guy was also going back and checking out the numbers here with Tim Continenza. Let's get into that. This is our Creative Edge scoring recap. Give a shout out to our friends at Creative Edge. From design to construction, let Creative Edge combine their extensive construction experience with creative design, making your project a reality. Fully licensed and insured architecture and construction management services. Only player in double figures is Luke Rivardo, and he was the number 5 scorer really in that starting 5 for Coach Movc and the Mount Pleasant Vikings. He finished with 10, Connor Pavlicek with 9, 5 for Dante Gilinardo, and it all came in the final 3 minutes of the game. 4 for Chase McCloy, 4 also for Damian Oler and Nolan Harnish off the bench, 3 for Jordan Grief, and 1 for 2 from the line for Garrett Spallone to round out the Mount Pleasant scoring. 10 rebounds, by the way, for Gilinardo to lead the way there. For Neshannock, 22 points for Davey Quat. I got him for 4 for 8 from downtown in the game as well there, Tim. 11 bench points for Jackson Mazzocca to go along with 7 rebounds unofficially for him. Also 7 points for LJ Keith and Matt Sopko off of the bench. 6 each for Anthony Bonner and Ashton Allison for the AA batteries, or AB and AA I should say. Talon Anderton with 5 and Jake Rind with 2, rounding out the Neshannock scoring. 66-40 your final here tonight. We're going to take one last quick break. We'll come back. We'll give you our post-game awards, the Mele Chiropractic Play of the Game and the MVP Insurance MVP of the game. We'll also take a look at the bracket best we can across the Wpial Class 3A tournament. That's when we return. Neshannock victorious at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
For 20 years, Mele Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Mele Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Mele Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Mele Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free, Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Tri-County Principals postgame show continues here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, a 66-40 victory for Neshannock over Mount Pleasant. Tim Continenza, we're going to try to get the rest of these scores going on. Matt, why don't you put up the brackets here real quick so everybody can see it real quick. Give a shout-out to Matt Flaherty, our producer here tonight. We'll try to get the rest of the scores, but Tim, the ones that we got in so far, Elwood City victorious. Final score there is 53-36, and Mohawk Mercy Rule victory, 75-39 over McGuffey. Those are the scores in so far, but the big one, Neshannock, who they play next?
They're going to play Derry next, as they came away with the 1-point win over Olish, defeating the 5 seed. The 12 defeats the 5 with 54-53 on the final. So that's a huge upset, and that's what you get this time of the year. A 12 defeating a 5 seed here in the 3A championship in the WPIL.
Gotta love it right there, as we have trying to get some other scores. Don't have a Deer Lake Stowe Rocks final yet.
I couldn't find anything. I was looking. I didn't get any updates on the South Park and Yale other than in the first quarter score.
Well, I'll try to go a couple more, Tim, but we have a couple of awards to give out.
You want to?
Yeah, you do that. I'll take another stab at the online, but let's start. I'll let you do the MVP Insurance MVP of the game, because we talked about how important bench points were going to be. Jackson Mazzocco, fantastic night here tonight.
Yeah, Jackson was just outstanding, working inside, getting rebounds, going up strong, getting to the line a couple different times, and scoring, as he had 11 points here tonight to lead the Lancers, and he is our MVP Insurance MVP Game of the Award recipient. MVP Insurance is proud to present the MVP Game of the Award to Jackson Mazzocco of Neshannock. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Jackson here tonight with the MVP of the game. He will receive a customized T-shirt, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of being tonight's MVP of the game. To view a full list of this year's game's MVPs, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the game. Congratulations to Jackson Mazzocco of Neshannock for being named tonight's MVP of the game. MVP Insurance. Call MVP for the win.
Got a couple more scores here that we're going to be able to pass along. Again, 66-40 is your final here. Derry defeated Olsh 54-53, so that's why we're going to have a 4 versus 12 game, Neshannock against Derry, coming up on Thursday. You also got an upset in the 6-11 game. The 11 seed Burrell defeats Seton LaSalle 55-50. So there you go. The co-champs out of that Section 3, Olsh and Seton LaSalle, both dropped tonight. Elwood City victorious 53-36 over Washington. So that's a third co-champ who was knocked off tonight. We'll have to see if we can get that Yawk against South Park game. That one is only in the end of the first quarter, because that was the second game of a doubleheader there at Yawk High School. And one last time, let's try for a Deer Lakes against Stowe Rocks score update, see if we can get anything new coming in. Doesn't look like it. So we'll do our best to get those. We'll, of course, tweet them all out. Follow us on the Twitter or the X or whatever you want to call it. But right now we got 3 county teams that are advancing. Mohawk will play the winner of that Yawk South Park game. Neshannock will play Derry, and Elwood City will likely play Deer Lakes, the 1 seed and defending WPIL champion, in the next round. We'll have all 3 of those games on Thursday, and the Union Scotties will be at home as well, Tim, as they had the first round bye, the Union Lady Scots, that is, trying to start their path defending the WPIL and state title. Would love it if one of these teams got to play at Union to make that a doubleheader, you know?
That would be a lot easier.
That would make it nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's just hope that happens.
Yeah, let's figure out how to do that.
We just need to put a phone call into those who make those decisions.
Well, big shout out to Dr. Mike Ross, the game manager, superintendent at Union. We'll see him again on Thursday for sure for that one. Good stuff for him. Obviously, athletic directors, excuse me, the athletic directors here Mr. Burks, Mr. Fry, always so great. We do have one more award to give out, don't we, Tim? We didn't.
Oh no, we didn't give out our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award.
A couple of tough layups, absorbing contact, working in the paint there in the second half, and just all around just solid, hard-nosed play. Got to give a big amount of love to L.J. Keith for everything he's done for this team, coming back from a knee injury from last year as well, and working through it this year. Big shout out to him. He had 7 points tonight, all in the second half, actually. He's going to win our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. To view tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and the full list of plays of the game, go online, lcsportsnet.com, and click on Play of the Game. He received his customized T-shirt as well, courtesy of the Red Zone, in recognition of tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. L.J. Keith, congratulations, and let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. One final thought, Tim, on Coach Movc and this Mount Pleasant team. They're going to graduate 6 seniors, but a good amount of underclassmen coming back. They got some playoff experience. They got the wet palate for it. They're going to get that first playoff win in the next couple of years in program history. No question about it in my mind.
I totally agree. And more importantly for them, they have an opportunity to do just things that they've never done before. And she's going to have a chance to work with them all summer. And, have a summer camp, have certain things that happen, go into, that type of thing. Have a full year with her program. And I think that's really what she needs to do to really establish. To take it over a program in August, getting ready for a basketball season, and, what she's done this year, getting into the playoffs in her first year, not surprised. I mean, this woman's a winner, and she's been a coach and a player who's been a winner her entire life. So I expect to see big things out of Mount Pleasant in the future.
The only thing we didn't get a chance to say is, did we get our second 2,000-point scorer in Elwood City history tonight? Did not get a final total on Joseph Roth, but we will see. And that's the other good thing I got to mention real quick before we sign off. All schools winning tonight are guaranteed at least 2 more games, because the top 7 are going to make it into the state tournament. So you're going to have at least 1 more game and then consolation games potentially as well after that, even if you do lose in the next round. So all these teams are getting extra games here in the county, which is great to see. But tonight, Neshannock victorious 66-40 over Mount Pleasant. They advance to take on Derry in the quarterfinals on Thursday. Asher Pistachio running the cameras. Also shout out to Lucas Walzer running our main cam tonight, student here at Neshannock. Thank you to him. Thanks to our producer, Matt Flaherty. And thanks to my broadcast colleague, Tim Continenza. For the entire LC Sportsnet crew, I'm James Dotson saying so long and stay tuned tomorrow. Breaking news. Not only do we have the basketball game, we're also going to be doing a bocce championship as well at Elwood City. Just confirmed in the last hour. We will be doing that as well. More games, 2 of them on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday. Catch them all here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.